What's going on, guys? Today we're going to go for a drive in the KW. I want to show you guys how to shift a manual transmission. I have a 13 speed, so we'll be talking about differences and similarities with 10, 13, 18. If that's something you're interested in, smash the like button. Let's go. All right, let's get rolling. All right, so I have a 13 speed. You can tell a 13 via the red. A 18 will have a gray, and a 10 speed won't have this. What splitting is just taking a gear and cutting it in half. So instead of it being approximately 400 RPMs, it becomes 200 RPMs. And at 18, you can split the low gears like 1 through 4, and at 13 you cannot. Roll this window up to get a little bit better sound in here. So that's the difference between a 13 and an 18. 10, obviously you can't split at all, so you just have the straight gears, which is about 400 RPM between. So that's why I like a 13 better, because when you're in the higher gears, if you're on the freeway, if you're trying to go up a small hill or something like that, you have less RPMs to gain or lose when you're shifting, because you know when you're downshift you have to blip the throttle, so you have less, you're losing less RPM going from say 1500 to 1100 in a 10 speed, when you can go 15 to 13 or 17 to 15 depending on where you are in the RPM band. But we're just going to do a little bit of city driving, a little bit of freeway driving, just to give you guys some examples here of how I do this. I use the clutch for starting and stopping, like I'm getting ready to stop now, so I'll push in the clutch. A lot of times if you put it in gear in the RPMs with the clutch, you won't have to come to a complete stop. You can get it in gear
after a quarter of a mile, go straight ahead
a lot easier.
152nd Street.
And sometimes if you come to a complete stop first, you get that grinding because the plates aren't matched. So now we are in 4th gear. We're just cruising, nothing crazy. We're gonna switch it to 5th. So we will pop that to go into high range. Slide it in. You can see my left foot didn't move. I didn't have to use the clutch for any of that. Now most people, we're also pretty light back there. We don't have a heavy load, so if you're a heavier load, you might still want to shift all of the gears, or sorry, split all of the gears. I don't really need to do that because I am light. But if you wanted to, well, we're coming to a stop now, so we're not even going to worry about it. I'm trying to sit back far enough too so you guys can see, hopefully,
Straight ahead.
and not hit these dang mirrors. I hate when they're so close. We see we're still rolling, and then I can push it into 2nd gear, versus if you come to a stop and then you try it might, since we did it, see it, you got to go through all that. If you get it while you're still rolling, you can save yourself that. And then obviously we're light, so we can start in 2nd. If I was 30,000 or so, I'd still start in 1st. But we'll obviously use the clutch there. What the?
After 1 mile, turn right.
That is not a yellow light, my friend. So when you're going going to switch gears, splitting or just doing it normal without splitting, the key is to accelerate and then let off the throttle to release the tension on the clutch. That way you can pull it out without using the clutch. So you want to be let off and pull out, and then you have, you know, that 400 RPM range you need to match to get it into the next gear. That's the same if you're going to split the gear, which we're not really ready to do, but let's see if we can accelerate. So when you pre-select it, nothing changes until you give it the right throttle response. So in this case, we're going up, we need to let off. So as soon as we let off, it shifts. And that's the same going down. If we pre-select low gear, it's not going to do anything until we blip it. So now we are in low, which we will need to climb this decent sized little bridge. The clutch can come in handy in situations like this if you want to switch gears, but see, actually it's trying to do it because gravity is winning and it's accelerating us faster than our RPM, so our RPMs will not go down, so you can use the clutch in that case to do it. But you don't need to worry about that right now because we are going to go down into fourth for this turn. And you cannot shift down into low range or like fourth and below if this is not in low. Get on the highway here, we can go all the way through the gears.
After 400 feet, enter the highway, Interstate 9002.
And I'll just split them all too, just so you can see it. So, pre-select, let off, back on. And we're going to go to 7th low, so we will pre-select and move. Now when you're moving between split gears, you have to do it pretty quick because you only have 200 RPMs to mess with rather than 4. So if I was going to go from 7th high to 8 high, well, I would do it from low normally, but I don't feel like downshifting. That's a 400 RPM jump, so you might want to take it up a little bit higher. You can still see it was like a little bit, but you can see where the RPM range went to, 400 RPMs. Normally you would stay in low range to do that, and then you could just split 8 high into like your overdrive gear. But I just wanted to show you that it's 200 versus 400. So now we cruise. Just like that, we are parked and ready for our next move. I hope you guys enjoyed the new angle. I got a new camera. I want to step up the quality of the videos that we produce here, and you know, keep taking the channel to the next level, growing and being able to share more and different points of view. So let me know down in the comment section what you guys thought, and about the content as well as the camera and the angles and stuff like that. So yeah, we're going to take this stuff to the next level, so stay tuned, fellas, and enjoy the ride. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.